Today we are going to have finally our grammar explanation due to on Tuesday was a bit impossible. So we are going to have our grammar explanation in this hour. We are going to have some exercises to practice. And then on the second hour we are going to have a game in Kahoot. Okay? So we are going to check our grammar explanation. What, baby?
Yo estoy como con Cancún, no estoy pensando en...
Okay, I know today is like super cold and it's Friday also. We are going to do it as best as we can, okay? So, babies, the first thing, as I was telling you, is going to be the grammar explanation. So please take notes, bring your notebooks if you need it, because you're going to use it, yeah? So I am going to share with you my screen, and we are going to begin with that. And that's it. So we were talking about reported speech, yeah? Do you remember that? So, David, can you please tell me what do you remember of the things that we have said about reported speech? David, darling. Okay, he's freezing out. What about you, Sophie? What do you remember of the short conversation we had on Tuesday? Sophia? Okay, I don't know what's going on with my internet, but it's okay.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I don't know what happened. So we are going to continue. Okay. So, did you remember that on Tuesday we were talking a bit about reported speech? But we didn't have time to finish. So, David, what do you remember of reported speech, the things that we said on Tuesday?
Yes, the reported speech used to say a news.
Okay, reported speech, you can use it in the news. That's one use. What else do you remember, Sophie? What is reported speech?
Reported speech is when you use it to I don't know how to say it. It's like when you talk about news or things like that.
Okay.
I don't remember very well in this moment.
Okay, what about you, Laura? What do you remember of reported speech? What did we say on Tuesday?
It's when someone like say what other person say. It's
Yeah.
like, for example, he said that he was eating yesterday or something like that.
Yeah, it's when you say something that was said before by someone else, okay? So, when do we use it? Lau, can you please help me reading this first slide?
When do you use the reported speech? Sometimes someone say a sentence. For example, I am going to the cinema tonight.
Okay, continue, please.
Later, maybe we want to tell someone else what the first person say.
So, what happened here? As I was telling you, you are going to use reported speech when you want to say the things that someone else said before. So, we are going to check this example. I am going to the cinema tonight. In reported speech, it will be something like this. So, Martin Segura, can you please help me reading this box? Martin, are you
He
there?
told me
Okay.
he was going to cinema that night.
Okay, baby. What changes can you see between this sentence, like, yeah, And the first one is I am going to the cinema tonight. The second one, he told me he was going to the cinema that night. What changes can you see?
Two subjects. No, two subjects.
Okay, maybe you have me and you have he. What else?
¿Puedo hablarte, por favor?
Yeah, sure. I am going to the cinema tonight, and this is the second one.
And it's one person exposed the action of the other person.
Okay, someone else is saying that. What other change can you see? What can you notice? You are going to be helped by Juana. Juana, what else can you see? Juana, are you there, princess?
Yes, teacher.
So the first one is I am going to the cinema tonight. And the reported sentence is he told me he was going to the cinema that night. What other change can you see in this sentence?
I know. The auxiliary is in past.
Okay, it's not an auxiliary but verbal time. The verbal time is in past. So the first one was in present continuous. This is in past continuous. Thank you. Can you see another one?
Yo.
Go ahead.
That night, the comparative.
That's it. So for example, in the first one you have tonight, and then you have in the reported sentence you have that night. So when we are going to report something, my dears, we are going to begin by a reporting verb. You are always going to use like this kind of reporting verbs. He told me, he said to me, something like that. A reporting verb, porque estás diciendo, él me dijo, él me contó, otra persona me dijo esto y yo te lo voy a decir a ti. So you are going to begin always with a reporting verb. I am going to talk about it in some minutes maybe. Also, the verbal time is changing. El tiempo verbal cambió. Did you realize that? Because you are not saying that thing in present like the person say it. You are not the person who is doing the action. You are just being the gossip one, you know? So the verbal time has changed. In this case, you had present simple, and now what do you have? I told you. What is this verbal time? You can tell me.
In past.
In past what?
Simple.
No, this is not past simple.
Continuous?
Past continuous. How do you know that it's past continuous? Because you have the verb to be in past, like was, and you have the verb with ing. Every single time, every single time that you have the verb, the main verb with ing, it is some kind of continuous, okay? So when you have something in present simple, you are going to report it in in present continuous. You are going to report it in past continuous, okay? And also you have this change. You can say tonight because maybe it's going to happen today, but maybe not. Maybe it's an action that is already finished. So you just have to report today as that night, always. I am going to show you some more examples. Questions up to this point, babies? Okay, let's continue then. Samu, did you arrive? Samuel?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, baby. So can you please help me reading this one?
The reported speech. We usually use a reported. We usually use a reporting verb like say or tell.
So as I was telling you, you have to use reporting verbs. Like say or tell. These are the most, like the common verbs to report in reported speech. Not the only ones, but the most used ones. So we are going to check this example. Samu, can you please continue? Samu, darling, can you please continue with the reading?
Profe, acabo de leer con el micrófono apagado, perdón.
Okay.
For example, he told me that he loved me. He said to me that he wanted to marry me.
So we are going to check this one. Do I have, the reporting verbs are say and tell. Do I have these reporting verbs in present in the example, Samu, or not?
¿Cómo? Perdón.
Okay, we have two reporting verbs, say and tell. What is the
Yeah.
meaning of say?
Decir,
And tell?
contar, sí.
Yeah, is that?
Pues es como algo así, ¿no? Sí.
Yeah, it's something like that. Me dijo, me contó, yeah? Do I have these reporting verbs in present or in infinitive form in the examples that you read?
Yes, no?
Yes, so I have like he tell me,
He told me.
he told me. So is this in present?
Yes, I don't know. Porque lo
Okay.
que más me cuesta en inglés es saber los verbos en que estar.
Don't worry, but you have it like in the screen, you know? So here you have tell, here you have told. Is the same word?
Yes,
Entonces tell y tell, ¿sí?
yeah.
Okay, so let's check with a partner. Daniel, are you there, baby?
Yes.
Baby, same question. Do I have the reporting verbs say and tell in present in the examples that Samuel read?
I don't know.
Why don't you know? So we are going to check it together. You know that this is one reporting verb and this is the other one, yeah? So these words are exactly the same words that you have here. Are the same words?
I think yes, because told no es como dicho, como dijo.
So you have the point. You are almost there. Do I have, like the reporting tenses, do I have these verbs in present or in past?
In past.
In past. That's it. So thank you. You use reporting verbs like say and tell, but when you report, you are not going to use that verbs in present, like in the normal way. You are going to use the past form of those verbs. Vas a usar la forma pasada de estos verbos, pues porque estás reportando algo que ya pasó, algo que alguien ya te contó. Tú no puedes decir, he said to me. No, you have to say he said to me. Porque no te están diciendo en ese momento, no es algo recurrente, no tienes como rutinas. Yeah? So it's the past tense of say and tell. So told and said. Questions up to these points, baby? No?
The verb de say until, bueno, siempre son in past.
Yeah, when you use reported speech, you are going to use say and tell in past tense. Any other question? Okay, let's continue. Juanes, can you please help me reading this?
Okay. Reporting verb. Say, I tell. We need to use the direct object, me, you, use.
So when you are using the reporting verb tell, you have to use, it's like super mandatory to use the direct object. That means that you have to say, who are you telling this? Or who received like the news. Tienes que decir a quién se lo dijeron, si te lo dijeron a ti, si se lo dijeron a alguien más. It's like super mandatory. So let's check this example. Juanes, please continue with the example.
Yeah. Okay. John told me that he was going to be late.
Thank you, baby. So what can you see here? If you realize I am using the reporting verb tell, and as I told you, you have to do it in past because you are going to report. It is always going to be in past. But here you have...
Teacher,
Tell me.
es la primera persona la que hace la acción, ¿no?
Yeah, like, but the first person, when you are talking like first person, third person in English?
O es la que le cuenta a la otra
Yeah,
persona.
it's the one who is telling the gossips or the news or... Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened here? You have someone who told something, but if you realize, you have to put the subject that received the news. Tienen que poner siempre con tell. Van a utilizar el sujeto que recibió la noticia. Entonces puede ser John told me, John told you, he told us. Siempre tienes que poner a alguien que recibió la noticia. No puedes solo poner told y ya. Let's continue here. I have that in brackets. Why do you think that this is happening? Why do I have that in brackets and not like the rest of the words? What do you think? Sarai, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Princess, why do you think that I have that in brackets and not like the other words?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's check. Laura, what do you think that this is happening? Why do I have that in brackets?
Because you can choose if you put it or not.
Yeah, that's it, because I decide if I am going to use it or not. It's not mandatory. For example, I am used to use it. Usualmente yo utilizo that. Pero no es obligatorio. It's up to you. So you can say, John told me that he was going to be late, or you can say, John told me he was going to be late. And it is going to be okay. Okay, so don't forget, with the reporting verb tell, you have to use the subject that received the news. Let's continue. Juanes, can you please continue with the reading?
Okay. We say we can or can't use the direct object.
So let's check the example, darling.
Okay. John said that he would be late.
Or
John said to me that he would be late.
thank you. What happened with the reporting verb say? You don't have to use the direct object if you don't want to do it. It's not mandatory. You decide if you want to do it. So let's check the example. John said that he will be late, or John said to me that he will be late. You can have it with or without subject. It's not mandatory to use it. Entonces, ¿cuál es la diferencia? Con tell, siempre, siempre, siempre vas a tener un sujeto que recibe la noticia. Con say, no lo tienes que poner. Puedes decir simplemente, él dijo. And you are not going to know who is the one who received the news. Yeah? So, questions up to this point? No? Great. Let's continue. We are going to check some examples of another reporting verbs that you can use. As I was telling you, the most common ones are like say and tell. So son como los más conocidos. Say and tell, said, told. But you can also use these ones if you are having another kind of sentences. Si quieren usar otro, pueden usarlo. So we are going to check one by one. What is the meaning of he decided?
Él decidió.
Él decidió.
El decir.
Ajá. What about he affirmed?
Él afirmó.
Él afirmó.
Afirma.
He exclaimed.
Él exclamó.
Ajá. In this case of he exclaimed, what you do if that you are going to use like he exclaimed, oh my god, this is a beautiful day. En el he exclaimed, lo que ustedes hacen simplemente es poner eso, ponen comillas y dicen exactamente lo que la persona dijo. Es como cuando están contando una historia, que fingen la voz y todo eso. Ese es el caso del he exclaimed. What about he explained? What is the meaning? Ajá. He confessed.
Él confesó.
Very good. He asked.
Él respondió.
Nope. He asked. Él preguntó. What about...
Es una pregunta, es una duda. Entonces, question de pregunta. Ahí también vendría siendo el pregunto.
Ajá. But we are going to talk about reporting questions next week. I am going to explain it to you in a slow motion, okay?
Okay.
So today we are going to focus just in the normal sentences, to report the normal sentences. So, but you need to know it. He asked, he preguntó. What about he questioned?
Se cuestionó.
Él se cuestionó. What about he wondered? For example, you can say, I wonder if it is going to rain all the day. Sí. Es como él se preguntó a sí mismo, como cuando tú quieres saber algo y te preguntas y nadie te va a responder nunca, pero pues tú te lo sigues preguntando, algo así. And what about he inquired? What is the meaning of he inquired?
Imagino yo que sí.
No, it's not related with imagination.
Muy bien. ¿El investigó?
Yes, baby. It is related like investigation, but in this case is él preguntó. Okay? He inquired, él preguntó. Again, something like all of these ones are when you have questions, all of these ones is when you have like normal sentences. Yeah? But you need to know it. Questions up to these points, baby? No. Let's go.
No.
So, I am going to show you this box. I need you to take notes, I need you to take a screenshot or something because this is going to be like super important in order to know how to report a sentence taking into account the verbal time. Yeah? So we are going to check if the sentence starts in the past. Pay attention because these are the transformations. So please take notes. We are going to begin with the tense. So in present simple, first I am going to tell you something. This is easy usually because every single present tense is going to be with its own past tense. Entonces todo lo que tengas en presente va a ir reportado con su respectivo pasado. You are going to remember that. So for example, the first one, present simple. The example that you have is I like ice cream. This is like the direct speech, the thing that the person is saying. I like ice cream. When you are going to report it, you are going to say, she said that she liked ice cream. Which verbal time do you have here? You can tell me. Which verbal time, babies?
Past simple.
Past simple, very good. So present simple is going to be reported in past simple, okay? Of course, you are going to begin always with a reporting verb, as I was telling you. Siempre arrancamos con un reporting verb. And then you just have to write the main part, the main verb in past tense. ¿Listo? Present simple, past simple. Let's continue with present continuous. The example is, I am living in London, and when you report it, you are going to say, she said she was living in London, or she said that she was living in London. So, what is the verbal time that I am using to report this sentence? What can you tell me? What is the verbal time?
Past continuous.
Past continuous, that's it. So present continuous is going to be reported in past continuous. What is the difference? That you have the verb to be in past, but the normal verb is going to be with ing. No se les olvide, aquí les toca revisar muy bien las estructuras de los tiempos verbales, amores, ustedes ya lo saben, pero es para que no se me confundan, ¿listo? Let's continue. In the case of past simple, we are going to check how to do it. So, for example, you have, I bought a car, and you can report it in two ways. This one, the first one, is like the most common one. So you can say, she said she had bought a car, or she said she bought a car. So if you realize, you can let past simple as past simple. Pueden dejar el pasado simple como pasado simple, agregando el reporting verb. But the most common one is the first one. So which verbal time are you using here, Sophie? She said she had bought a car. What is this verbal time?
Past simple.
No. Este de aquí abajito sí es pasado simple. Pero el primero, she said she had bought a car.
I don't know. Continuous, it is in B because they don't have the verb to be or the ing.
So it's not continuous.
Um,
So, Laura, help her.
I don't know.
Past perfect?
Is past perfect. Very good. So, past simple, past perfect. What do you have to use in past perfect? Ya lo aprendieron hace poquito. you have to use had, always had, and the verb in the participle, with the past participle form, yeah? So past simple, it is going to be reported with past perfect. Cada presente y pasado con su respectivo opuesto, por así decirlo. Okay? Let's continue. In the case of past continuous, we have the example, I was walking along in the street. And you have to report it like this. She said she had been walking along the street. So, what is this verbal time? What can you tell me?
Past continuous.
It's not past continuous. I mean, you have past continuous here, but if you realize, you have something else. You have had and you have been. So it's a way of continuous, but it's what? Try to make the link with the previous one. If you have had, si tienen had, and been,
Past perfect.
entonces past perfect and ing. Past perfect what?
Continuous.
Past perfect continuous, that's it. What happened in past perfect continuous? You just have to put had been, always, and the verb with ing. Okay? So past continuous is going to be reported in past perfect continuous. Let's continue with present perfect. You know this verbal time. So, I haven't seen Julie. And you have to change it by she said she hadn't seen Julie. So again, what is this verbal time? Who can tell me? Who knows? Had plus verb in past participle. What is that verbal time?
Past perfect.
Past perfect. So this is another verbal time that you are going to report in past perfect. Acuérdense, cada presente va con su respectivo pasado. So, present perfect, past perfect. ¿Listo? Let's continue with past perfect. This is super easy. You are going to realize why. I had taken English lessons before, and you are going to report it like this. She said she had taken English lessons before. Do I have a change? Do I have another verbal time to report?
No.
Not really. I don't have it. So past perfect, it is going to be reported in past perfect. You just have to add the reporting verb. Okay? And now we are going to check some modals and future things in order to know how to report it. So for example, will. You use will when you are talking about the future, you know? So I'll see you later. It has to be reported like she said she will see me later. So what is the change, Samuel? What is the change in this sentence? How did I change will? How am I reporting it?
Creo que no tengo muy buen internet, no te escuché muy bien.
Okay. We are checking. Okay, don't worry. I am going to repeat. We are checking how to report will. Yeah? So you have this example. I'll see you later. And to report it, you can say, she said she will see me later. How did I change will when I reported?
¿Cómo así? ¿Cómo lo cambio?
¿Cómo
¿O
reemplacé
cómo
will?
cambio?
¿Cómo reporté will? ¿Qué palabra utilicé para reportar will?
Would.
Would. It's like the... always. So every single time that you need to report will, you are going to use would.
Would.
Okay?
Okay.
What happened here? What happened if you have would? I will help, but... And you have to report that she said she will help, but... So would is going to be would. Be careful because sometimes you make the mistake to write will. Muchas veces como uno dice, bueno, si reporto will, lo reporto como un would, entonces si tengo would, lo cambio por will. Y no es así, ¿vale? Si te aparece un would, simplemente lo dejas igual, would, y agregas el reporting verb. Okay, guys?
Listo.
And finally, we are going to check how to report can. I can speak perfect English. And you have to report it. She said she could speak perfect English. How did I report it? Which word did I use?
Could.
Could. Okay? This is like the past form of can. So can is going to be reported always with could. No tienen que agregarle nada más al verbo, no tienen que agregar auxiliares, nada. Simplemente can, could y ya quedó reportado. ¿Listo? Babies, questions up to this point? Questions about this box?
No, teacher.
No? Okay, so let's continue then. You have another things that you have to change when you are reporting something. What is that? Like the times. So for example, what is the meaning of this? If I say this evening, esta o esto, very good. When you are going to report this, you have to change it by that. Tú no puedes decir, she said she was watching a movie this evening. No, porque tú no sabes en qué momento lo hizo. Puede ser que sí vaya a suceder hoy, pero como lo estás reportando, siempre que tengas un this en tu oración, lo vas a cambiar por un that. ¿Ok? What about today or this day? What is the meaning of this?
That day.
So you have to change it by that day. Today, hoy o este día. Always, that every single time that you find these words, you are going to change it by that day, ese día. Tú no vas a decir este día por la misma razón. Tú no sabes cuándo pasó, si ya pasó, si va a pasar. No tienes idea. Simplemente vas a decir ese día. Ella dijo que iba a hacer eso ese día. So you are going to make it like a general thing of the day. That day. What is the meaning of this? Who knows? What is the meaning of this? No one?
O...
Estos. Yeah, this is plural, so estos.
Sí, esto.
It's not singular. Estos, so you are going to report it like those, esos. So those days, those weeks, those months. Siempre que tengas these, vas a ir por those, okay? What is the meaning of now?
Ahora.
Ahora, very good. And you have to report it like then. What is the meaning of then? Who knows? What is the meaning of then?
Ellos.
Entonces, no, them, not. Then.
Dice them o them. Ah, then, entonces entonces.
Entonces.
Creo.
So, not now is then. Siempre que tengas now, lo vas a cambiar por then. What about ago? What is the meaning of ago? If I say a week ago. What is ago? When do I use
Hace una semana.
Hace una semana. So, es como hace, okay? But in, like to express time. Every single time that you have ago, you are going to change it by before. So, a week ago, the week before. A month ago, the month before. Entonces, ¿qué cambia? Cambia el a, lo cambias por un de, it's the article, and ago is going to be changed by before. Okay? What about last? What is the meaning of last weekend, for example? Last
La
weekend.
última semana.
Como el fin de semana pasado. Yeah? Every single time that you have last, you can change it in two ways. You can write before or you can write previous. So if you write before, it is going to be at the end of the time. And if you write previous, it is going to be in the middle. So you have two examples. The weekend before or the previous weekend. ¿Listo? Last by before or previous. What is the meaning of here?
Aquí.
Aquí. So you are going to report here like there. What is the meaning of there?
Allá.
Allá.
Ahí.
There. Like ahí, allá, en esa parte. So here is going to be changed by there. What about next? For example, next week. What is
La
next?
próxima o la siguiente.
Próximo, siguiente. So what are you going to do? Next is próximo. You are going to report next as the following. Every single time that you have next, you are going to write the following. So in this case, next week is changed by the following week. And finally, what about tomorrow? Mañana. How can you report tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be reported like the next or the following day. Always. Siempre me vas a poner the next day or the following day, not tomorrow. Okay? Questions up to this point, guys? The reported speech is, it's a big friend of memory. So because you have to memorize like how to change it, you have to remember all these kind of examples. So what you have to do here basically is to try to learn and to remember how do you change his verbal time. So if you have present, you change it by a past. If you have tomorrow, you know that you have to write the next day or the following day. So this is a bit about memory, but it's not hard because you already knew that. So this is the next week topic. Questions up to this point? No, right? Okay. So we are going to stop here by now, and we are going to begin the next hour with some exercises to practice, and we are going to do the Kahoot game, okay? So please be ready. If you have any question, just bring it and let me know. So I see you in the next hour, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
See you, bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye bye.
Ciao, teacher.